When you open the Unreal, here in this section, Architecture, I select a blank, a new folder. Here in 2 Max, another folder, and I name it Unreal Engine 5 underscore, for example, FBX. Import, copy, here in this folder, here select, with the same name, and at the end create, to create the project. Then when you open it, you can be here in this scene and here content. Here we can control and manage the model. We can create a folder here. Let me pin this here and right click here, rename. I name it static mesh underscore meshes. Another folder, material underscore materials. Another folder, T underscore textures. And then here in this folder, mesh, we're gonna import the files. We need to do this organized with some categories according to the exports. As you can see here, we have some names. So here I copy this name. Organizing the files in Unreal is really important. Folder. First of all, you need to create the folders. It's possible to do it later, but it's better to do this at the first step. This is controlling and managing the assets which you're gonna import them. Here, copy, paste. Like this. Light. And this one. After doing this, here in this section, the first one, right click, and here in this section, import in the path which we have the file. I select FBX as the format. We are here in this folder, exterior walls. I open it. During importing, you face with this window. Be careful, you need to remove this item, create missing collision, here in advanced section. And again, be careful to remove this item, generate light map UVs. And ignore the other items, they can be as default. Then import all. It will be imported. Okay, in this section, we don't have any problem. Okay, I close it, close, close. Okay, they will be imported here. As you can see, it supports the standard materials and it's preparing the model here in this section. And as you can see, it's supporting the standard materials. Now the folders are ready for materials and textures. Here in this section, I select the materials and I drag them to material folder. This is managing and controlling the files in Unreal to have correct categories and organize the files. I need to wait for it. It can be time consuming according to the number of the materials. It can be done in 30 seconds or it can take some minutes. Okay, materials are ready. Now textures. I select them and I drag them to the textures folder. Then floors. Right click, import, select the floor and import. Have the same settings and import it. Close. Again here, textures are okay and it's processing. It's preparing the files. We need to wait for it. Now select the materials and drag them to the folder of the materials. During moving the materials, you might have some extra materials. You might have a material 2 times because they're exported from a file, the same file. For example, for the walls, you might have same material with the same name. Then you face with error like this 3 here. So close it and rename them. You might think that you need to delete them because you have the same of them here, but it's not correct. You have to rename them. Select F2 and rename them, and then move them. So you have to rename them. After renaming, select them again and drag them in the folder of the materials. And then textures. You might have that problem in textures too. If you have it, you have to rename it. So here F2, I name this 1, next one F2 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Select them and drag them in the texture. Next folder, furniture at last. Here glass, import all. We need to import all the files like this with this structure. I move the texture. One of them is with the same name. Here we have till 5 or 6, so this one 7, and then I move it. And then these two in material.